Hello, it is August 4th, 2021 at 7-Eleven. No, I'm not at 7-Eleven. Do they still have those in the United States? What's on my mind? Well, you want to hear the good news or the bad news? Some people like the bad news first. Because then they can hear the good news. This is going to be about what I've been doing, well, today. It's been a lazy day, so I've been reading and studying. I'm going to post links to two videos that I am not associated with. Don't personally know them, although I have commented on their channels and asked them some questions. And I got this book, probably the best book I've ever gotten. I don't know what it sold for originally. It's marked on the inside $15. It's an original copy, biography. It's written inside $15. Who is this guy? You've all heard of Jay Cooke and Associates. So I guess we're going to call this October 4th, 1873. A bank run on the Fourth National Bank, number 20. And is it going to be a bumpy ride? August, September, and October. And I am going to see if I can do something here. No, I guess not. Oh, there we go. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Oh, here it is. This is off of Wikipedia. I'm not going to read the whole thing, because I think it would take longer than 15 minutes. The Panic of 1873 was a financial crisis that triggered an economic depression in Europe and North America that lasted from 1873 to 1879. In Britain, the panic started 2 decades of stagnation, known as the Long Depression, that weakened the country's economic leadership. In the United States, the panic was known as the Great Depression until 1929 and early 1930 set a new standard. So, August 15th of 1971, Nixon took us off the gold standard. There. Look at myself while I make a commentary. And he said it was temporary. August 15th, 1971. Did I say August 15th? August 15th, 2021 is the 50th anniversary. There's going to be a FEMA drill, I believe August 11th, 2021, to test to see if the phones work and how that all goes. So, I got my new phone, which I have not activated yet, so I like this one because it fits in my back pocket. The other one is about this much taller, same width, but I will be able to do some outdoor videos with it when I register it. So, this book, right in the center of it, explains who really caused the panic of 1873. And the two videos that I'm going to link you to, if you're interested, they're each about 28 minutes long, but they fit together perfectly with this book and this brain. And this guy, Anthony J. Drexel, you can't find any information on him, but he's the guy that done it. Jay Cooke was a banker. During the Civil War, he supported the Union Army, basically. He bought the bonds from the U.S. government and distributed them and sold them to investors. And that's pretty much why the Union won, outside of the fact that you never know which side God is on. When there's two, well, he's on my side. He's on my side. Actually, he's on the individual side. And most people were just fighting for their friends and family and their farm in that war. So, let me read a little more about this. The Panic of 1873 and the subsequent Depression had several underlying causes for which economic historians debate the relative importance. American inflation, rapid speculative investments, which overwhelmed the railroads, the demonetization of silver in Germany and the United States, ripples from economic dislocation in Europe resulting from the Franco-Prussian War, which was 1870 to 1871, and major property losses in the Great Chicago Fire, 1871, and the Great Boston Fire, 1872, helped to place massive strains on bank reserves, which in New York plummeted from 50 million to 17 million. From September and October of 1873 alone. The first symptoms of the crisis were financial failures in Vienna and the capital Austria-Hungary, which spread to most of Europe and to North America. Now, most of you don't know, but World War I and World War II got their start in Austria, believe it or not. And so I think it would have probably caused another war in the United States at that time if it hadn't been for the fact that they just had a civil war and everybody was tired of dying and going to funerals. So, in one video, it's going to talk, he's a mathematician, which I guess if you're going to talk about finances, you need to be able to add like an accountant. The other guy is actually a professor from Arizona who actually has a book coming out soon, and it is about the history of money. It goes all the way back. His videos go all the way back to when people used to trade things that we would probably think are junk, and how it evolved into copper, silver, and gold. So, I'm not going to remove this video, but I'm putting myself out on the line again. I believe August 8th, 2021 is a great opportunity to put all these difficulties behind us. However, within those 3 days, if they don't, which I would imagine is probably over a weekend, let me check and make sure. I should have done this ahead of time, and that's why I don't like having to learn a new phone. Nope, actually it's going to be on a Wednesday. And everybody is talking about the 13th. They believe the banks will close, which they always close on Friday, remember? And others are thinking that on August 16th, they won't open. Has this ever happened before? Of course. In this book, which I've read a number of times, I learned a long time ago to put the sleeve away and not dog up the ears. But anyway, so I listened to a lot of, I guess you'd call them the talking heads in the money economic forecasting arena. And they're talking about the Great Reset, which they believe will be coming sometime soon, sooner than later. Where the US dollar will be replaced by a Fed coin or a federal digital, which it's already digital. They don't really print paper anymore. They just, an example would be they get out their little calculator and then they send it over to this other little calculator, and then they cut a check to the banks and the big corporations like BlackRock so they can keep buying stocks and keep the stock up. Because if the stock market is up, the dollar is strong. If the dollar is strong, gold is weak. And that's why it hasn't done anything but go sideways the last year. And actually it's, if you look at the paper, the ETFs, it's right at 1800. But if you try to buy an ounce and try to get it shipped to you, you're going to be spending a little over 2100, which most people can't afford that. Go to your coin dealer. You might be able to buy it at paper price plus $50 or something if he likes you, and he's not watching my video right now. And I think I mentioned in the last video that Jonathan Cahn, who's been talking about a reset, he's a Jewish man, prophet they say, and he's been talking about the Jubilee. And this is the Jubilee of all Jubilees. The 50th Jubilee of a 50th year cycle where all debts are forgiven and everybody starts over. You will have nothing and you will be happy, as Klaus says. He's the guy with the economic forum over in Germany. And I don't know. I'm just kind of sitting around reading and studying, trying to wonder, what if I live to be 100 years old? How am I going to finance that if Social Security goes bankrupt? Because you see, that is an entitlement. I entered into an agreement with the federal government the day I was born. That they poked my little toe and they stuck me, and I became a U.S., citizen of the United States Corporation. Which means when I got old enough, I was expected to work and pay taxes. And if I got to 62 or 68 or whenever I decided to retire, I would get a monthly check. Because usually around 65 to 70, You're used up, you got no energy, you're tired, you like to take a nap, you've had enough. Enough is enough. Especially 2020 and 2021, enough is enough. Uncle Sam. But from 1945 to 2019. Boy, these dates are. And once again, I have no notes. I'm just in case somebody quizzes me on the street, I'll be able to rattle this stuff off. So let me finish up because I'm about out of time. You can find this article on Wikipedia, Panic of 1873. I'll have these two links, the Silver Crash and Long Depression, and the Crime of 1873. Well, let's see. In the contents, Jay Cooke and Company fails. There's a railroad strike. The railroads have overexpanded. And the hero of our story, which is not mentioned anywhere on the internet, Anthony J. Drexel. And I hope they like this video because there's a whole bunch of them out there now. And I would say that's why there's no news about them on the internet, because they like their privacy. According to the book, Mr. Drexel liked his. That's why there is no mention of him entertaining a man named, was it Grant? Wasn't there a president named Grant around 1873? And the federal bank at that time, which was not Fed, it was just the Bank of the United States, wanted to just print a bunch of greenbacks and just shove them into the economy. And he vetoed it after meeting with Mr. Drexel because he was afraid it would lead to inflation and establish the criteria that whenever there's a problem, we just print more cash. Does that remind you of anything that's going on? And what happens when you keep printing cash? Well, you have two types of people. One, they invest it. Two, they spend it. And investing is usually recommended to pay off all your debts first. And then, depending on what formula you have, 10% investment, 80% living, and 10% speculation. So, let's see, how do I want to end this? I think I want to end this by making sure everyone has their bills paid off. Everyone has shelter. Everyone has drinking water. Everyone has food. Everyone has pet food. A way to cook your food. And it's probably too late to put in a garden. There I go. Let's get back to Ulysses. I will look it up real quick. I should have. It was the 18th president, Ulysses S. Grant. The old scoundrel. He burned the South. Probably saved countless lives in the long term. And He was a commanding general. You can look him up on the internet too. He usually gets blamed with the crime of 1873 because he vetoed pumping a bunch of money into the market. But anyway, I guess you've heard about the fires in southern Europe. In Turkey, near, I think it's Milan. I don't know much about Turkey, except it's good on Thanksgiving. But it supposedly burned up one of their power plants, which was a coal plant. I can imagine that was a big mess. And once again, I'm not going to keep repeating dust storms, floods, earthquakes, volcanoes, fires, the earth flipping, Planet X. Get ready for a bunch of red dust in the air. Well, if you've watched this long, thank you. I'm surprised I got 21 minutes, and I'm out. Thanks.